Hello and welcome to a life beyond me where we go beyond the small little sense of ourselves and step into our full power, realizing the most amazing potentials that we all hold at all times, that we just have to realize a bit more in our everyday lives to make the most out of them. Today I want to talk about change, and I want to invite you to take a look at how you perceive and think about change in your life, of yourself, of the circumstances that you are in. How feasible is it to you? How big is the option in your life, in your mind, for change? Is it something that is easily and readily available, or is it something that is super hard and feels to be way out there and somewhat unachievable? This is what I'd like to direct your focus on in today's video, to see if you are in a place in your life where you are fully satisfied, to see if you are coming from a place where you can say, in all honesty about yourself and your life, I am at a place where I want to be. And I'm actually living life in the way that I always dreamt it to be, in a way. Because if this is not yet the case, there's still a lot of potential for you to go out there and change things up, to shift directions, to do something new and interesting that is beyond what you have experienced so far. It might add to your experience of life, might bring you closer to what you're truly envisioning your life to be. And there's times in our lives where we feel that change is somewhat necessary, but we don't even know where we want to go with it. What would be the next step? Who do I want to become? Where do I want to be? What is it that I want to do? What is this thing called purpose in my life? What is my passion? What can be the mission that I can fulfill on this planet, in a way, right? That is something that is deep inside of every one of us. We can try to pretend that it's not there, and we can somehow keep ourselves asleep and distract ourselves from this inner voice, this inner need of fulfillment of our grandest dreams and ambitions that is in all of us. It's the child that is out there and wants to become an astronaut, that only learns like, oh, this shit is hard, it takes time, and therefore steps back from these dreams, and then maybe settles for a job or profession that is not actually what it wants to do. And that same child is us, just in a bigger body, really. That's what it is. So all these ambitions and dreams are still there inside of you. You want to live large. You want to step into your fullest potential. So you're on this planet. You have this, let's assume that you have this one lifetime here. And if you're not living this to its full potential, how lame is that? Like, there will be a part of yourself that is like, oh my God, why the hell am I not doing everything I could possibly do on this planet? It's such an amazing playground. Why don't I expand into all different things? And instead I'm stuck in these weird ways of doing things that I'm not really passionate about. Yet this is the experience of so many of us, where we're living life in a small version, a version that is known to us, comfortable, that feels achievable, that is within our reach, right? That is within the limitations that we have put onto ourselves, these ideas that we hold of ourselves. And we get somewhat complacent in that. But we can change that. We can find the courage. We can find a way to go beyond this little version, this little me, and realize that we are more than this, that we have actually the potential to be anything we have ever dreamt to be. Whatever you can think yourself to be, you can become. That's the thing. And there might be some thoughts popping into our heads when these words are uttered that I just spoke. And they're like, oh yeah, but there's this, and that reason why this can't work. And while these might have some validity, at the same time they're bullshit. They're just a certain perspective that is keeping us in that role and idea of where we're at in that moment. Like it's the congruent creation of the reality that we're living in. If a voice is telling us, oh, it's not possible to change, it's not possible to become this or that, then we will stay how we are, and thereby we will continue the reality that we're living in. Yet if we are willing to challenge this voice in our head that says like, oh, it's not possible, and I don't even know how and why, and just start being open to newness, to courage and strength to come in, then we will be enabled to move forward into different directions that we don't even know where they would be yet, where they would lead us to, but it opens the space for possibility. And that is the very basis for change. Possibility. Giving room for new things to happen. And that will happen by doing new things. So if you're in any way interested in changing up parts of your life or yourself, new things have to happen. It's as easy as that. Without that, the continuation of the past or the status quo that you're in that you're not really down with will continue. So how do I do this, right? Like, I don't know where, I don't know what. Well, just take a piece of paper and write your bucket list. Write 100 things down on that piece of paper that you want to do in your life, that you want to experience in your life. That's an option, right? Make a list of all the things that you really like and love. Make a list of everything you're good at right now, or that you'd like to be good at, everything you'd like to learn. Put that on that list. And then, if you have done that, and you're asking yourself, oh, what should I do? Like, I don't know anything. You take a look at that list, and you have hundreds of things to look at. What you can do that is new, because if it's on your bucket list and on your to-do list, still you haven't done it, right? Or at least, if it's something that you want to do again, it was that amazing that you want to have more of it. So you know, this kind of thing is actually something that I can be passionate about. So go for that again, right? Like, find out. And this will be somewhat of a trial and error. You might try some things off your bucket list and you'll be like, oh, that's lame. Well, that's it, right? Just try. And there will be some disappointments, and then there will be like some, wow, I actually like knitting sweaters. All right, that's my thing apparently. Or I like writing down haikus while sitting in a Japanese garden. Maybe in your hometown, or maybe you will fly to Japan and see that. It's very feasible, right? It's just like you book a ticket, you book a hotel room, and you fly to Japan. That's how you do it. And then it's like, oh, but I don't have the money. But if you want to do this, you will find a way to make the money, to put aside the money, to fulfill that dream. It's always possible. And if it's about reorganizing yourself and your time a bit more, if it's about taking another job, if it has to be, right? The time that we are spending idle in our days is quite a lot. That we're sitting and looking at something online where we are just gathering information to stimulate our minds in this or that way. But that is not really fulfilling in any way, right? So taking our eyes off the phone and maybe getting that second job. And if it's only for a few $100 a month, but if we do that for a year, we will be able to fly Japan if that's our thing that we wanted to do. Or we will be able to buy that electric guitar that we always wanted to use, or these wonderful knives that will just elevate our cooking skills to the next level. Whatever it is, you decide. I don't know what your dreams are. I mean, you can share this stuff. That's what these comments are for. And I would love to get into connection and contact with you about this and exchange ideas. And I would love to help you find these ideas and make them a reality, because it is actually quite easy. And in that way, you can change into your best and most beautiful potentials. You can check out all these things that are available in life. And this will give you a new sense of yourself, a new purpose, a new drive, right? And then you will find all these things and you will see in which direction you want to change too. But for that, you have to try out things. That's just how it is. And something that is new, and then something that you like. And if you find something that you like, you might repeat it, and then you will become good at it. And then at one point, you might even be able to make a living out of this. This is how this works. It's all quite simple. Yet it can feel very hard to do the first step, to move out the inertia of non-movement, of complacency, of being okay with mediocreness, with being in a place that is kind of, it's okay, on all levels, geographically, mentally, emotionally, professionally, socially, in love, in self-actualization. There's so many levels where we can just be like, it's okay enough, and don't move into what we could fully be. And this is then creating some kind of low-level stress that is somewhat there, because we know that this is happening, and we really have to try hard to distract ourselves from this. That's the thing. That's why everyone is drinking, smoking, taking their eyes off the phones only for seconds, always putting something new into us at all times. Reading, whatever it is. All these things are okay if they're done in moderation, but if they become a habit to escape the boredom of life that we're facing, of the life that we're living, then it is time to take a look at that and be honest about that with yourself, and for your own sake, for your own happiness' sake, for your fulfillment's sake, start evaluating where you want to be in life. And if these symptoms of your boredom and your dissatisfaction can be a motivating factor to move into something else, into something new, into something grander than you have ever dared to dream of even. Because it all starts, every fulfillment of a big dream starts with the first little step. And then it becomes a few more, and then you gain momentum. And you get out of this inertia and you gain momentum, and this propels you forward yet again. This is how life makes things work. It supports you in your willingness to grow and become more than you have perceived yourself to be until now. This is what I'd like to give you for your consideration for the day. Think about this, feel into this. Is there something that you would like to change in your life? Would you like to move beyond the states, the ideas, the sensations of yourself, of your life? And if so, go for it. Write down what you like, what you love, what you'd like to experience, and then you have so many new inputs already and ideas that you can fulfill and work towards. That's going to be motivating you and going to be helping you to make that shift. In this way, simply be reminded of making the effort to figure out what you want in life. It's your life. It's your decisions that shape the way you live, and you have all those beautiful potentials, and you can do anything that you put your mind towards. So go for it.